Hi babes, it's DRO Lopez-Fierce, and welcome to the DRO Edit. This is the Fierce formula where we break down drag beauty step by step with intention and clarity. Today we're starting where every strong mug begins, the brow. This step sets the structure, balance, and attitude of the entire face. When the brow is right, everything else has direction. So let's get into the Fierce brow. Hello, I just got out of the shower, shaved, did my skincare, and here we are. We are going to go over how I do my brows. So it depends on how much time I have. If I'm taking my time, I usually put foundation on my forehead first, do the brows, carve them out. Yeah, and then I do the rest of my face. So we have time today, so we're gonna do that. If I'm in a rush though, I do my whole base first and then I carve out my brows with a brow pencil. Then I draw in like little hairs, hair-like strokes to make them mimic real hair basically. But that's a whole different process. If you guys want to see a video on how I do my quicker mug, like hour and a half mug, that would be it. But this is like, I want to be snatched, so I am going to take my time today because that's when my best mugs come out. Also, I love the makeup process, so this is very therapeutic for me. Yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. So, the glass skin is achieved. Yes, ma'am. We're going to go in with foundation. I'm trying a new one today. This probably isn't a good idea because I'm supposed to be showing you how to do makeup. But I try new products all the time. I love makeup. I love trying new products and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So yeah, we're here and we're gonna use a new foundation. This is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Super Blendable Foundation in shade N1. I'm gonna pump that on the back of my hand. I kind of wanna use a brush because it's very liquidy. This brush, well loved. Let's clean that. This brush is the Morphe M104.5 foundation brush. I'm gonna dip into this. I kind of want a little more. I'm gonna pat it on the back of my hand so it like really packs up the brush. Where's my mirror? Hold on, I'm gonna find my mirror. Okay, we have my mirror. We're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. I'm going to tap this on my forehead. Ooh, she got coverage, she got coverage. This is a medium to buildable foundation, so we'll see. I love to pack it on. I love makeup, so I'm packing it on. I want like maximum coverage. Let's see what she's working with. Blend this out in tapping motions. And then what I do is I go in with my sponge. I don't remember what brand is this, but I'm gonna, a Sonia Koshak, something like that. I'll figure it out and put it up here. I'm gonna take the sponge and I'm gonna use the rounder side and just tap it in. This is really gonna sink it into your skin so it's not textured, it's very smooth. Oh, this is beautiful. This looks like my skin. Gorgeous. Oh, I love that. We're gonna try to tap more in. They said buildable, so let's put a second layer on. See what it's giving. So I'll go in with my brush. Now, if I was in a rush, I would literally just use the sponge and kind of build it that way. I still have a little bit on the back of my hand, so I just patted it in to the sponge. And we're just gonna build this up layer by layer. And that's beautiful. Now, I do go in with powders and all that good stuff. This is great coverage if you have pretty even skin. We'll see what I think when we get to the beard area because that's the whole thing. Yeah, this is beautiful. Next, I'm gonna go in with my white concealer. This is the Kim Chic The Most Concealer. Literally the best concealer I've used for drag, especially the white, the solid white, the matte white. Beautiful. I love this concealer. Shout out to Dan in Sangria. I believe Dan told me about it and he said that Sangria uses it, so I bought it. Because, bitch, she's mugged. I bought this and I fell in love. Shout out to you guys for giving me the recommendation. I love, again, makeup junkie here. I love finding new products that work and that are affordable too. On TikTok Shop, I got this for like, I want to say like $15 with shipping. Not bad. And it got here pretty quickly. So I'll link it down below. I'll link all the products that I use down below to help you guys out and help you find them and try them out and see if they work for you. So yeah, let's go in with this white concealer right in the middle of my forehead, kind of covering the brows a little bit, but I do carve out my brows with this concealer as well, so I don't like to put too much product there. We're just putting a little bit just to balance out, give a dimension to the middle of the forehead. And then I go in with the pointy side of my, or one of the pointy sides of this sponge, and I just pat it in. Now it's always interesting to see how foundations and concealers layer, because sometimes products just don't match well with each other, I find. But this is working very nicely. We are patting that in and then making a little half circle on our forehead and blending it up. And then I go in with the side of foundation. I don't add any extra and I just blend the edges. Cute. She has a little dimension, not too much because we go in with stage white, just to add a little dimension to the crease, the base, the what's gonna get us to look snatched. Okay, next I go in with my color case made by Mitchell, one of the best makeup products I've bought in a long time. It's so versatile. You can use it for your entire base. It's sweat proof. It does not crack. Like, it is beautiful, but you gotta learn how to use it. This little spatula that it brings, the little brush with the spatula, I have another spatula somewhere, but this one works fabulously because you don't pick up too much product and you don't need a lot of this. Like a little bit goes a long way. I think today I'm wearing like a honey blonde with platinum blonde highlights wig. So we're gonna try to match it. It doesn't always come out the same color, but as long as it's kind of in the same tone, it works. If it's a little darker, I don't mind. Because I feel like some eyebrows are naturally darker. So I like a naturally darker eyebrow, I think is what I'm trying to say. So you take it on the back of the spatula, you pick up some product, and then you warm it up on the back of your hand. You just move it around for like maybe, till it gets to like a moussey consistency. So it's been like 20 seconds. Now it's nice and moussey. Then I go in with the flat angle brush by Morphe. This is the M363 eyeliner brush. I use it for my brows. I kind of like when it's a little dirty because it shapes to be really thin and I can be more precise. That's just me. These are my own brushes. I am gonna do what I please with them. Not the most sanitary, but here we are. We're still here, we're still living. So I feel like I should map that out for you guys. So because that's how you get like really symmetrical brows. Sometimes I just freehand it and it comes out great. Sometimes I freehand it and it comes out awful. Like I said, we're taking our time. We are going to map these out. So I go from like the top of my nose where it meets the brow bone and I just put a little dot or a little like dash to kind of start it. And then I go on the other side and map that out. Then I look down because I want it to be snatched but still kind of like go around my brow bone so it doesn't look too high, it doesn't look too wonky, too crazy. I kind of like to follow the bone shape of my face. That sounds so technical, but I don't know how else to put it. I go to the top of my brow bone, like above my eye at like 2/3 of it. Place another dot. And again, if you want symmetry, go back and forth. That helps big time. And then I go from that dot and I drag it up towards like the middle of my temple. Just a straight line across. And do the same for this one. Now you want the top of it, the line, to be as sharp as possible. But the bottom can kind of be messy because we're going to carve it out with concealer, and I only carve out the bottom. Now we connect these dashes to the rest. And where you place that dot, you want to arch a little bit. Like do a little arch, don't go straight across. I find an arch looks more natural. Not natural, but like more fitting to your face. At least my face. And this is the bottom line of my brow. And it's pretty good. It's not, they're definitely like sisters 2 years apart. This one's definitely higher, but it's okay. We're gonna move on. I make the carve first, like the arch of the brow first, and then I connect it to the front. I'm gonna go to the 2/3 into my eye spot where I place the dot, and I'm just gonna curve this to meet the end of the bottom line. Like that. I think I like thinner brows. Not too thin, but just snatched. And then I connect it right here and then leave that open because I'm gonna draw little hairs so it looks a little natural. Then I do the same on the other side. You already know the deal. Here we are. This one's a little more filled in. I basically go in and fill in the brow. I want it heavier on the ends, lighter on the inside, that little ombre effect. I flick the brush to blend it into the front. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna powder it and draw hair like strokes and go in with a pencil. Just a little shading like that. Again, we're gonna carve out the bottom, so if it go a little higher, it's okay, I can carve it out. But when we carve it out, we're gonna match that. It'll come together. A lot of my makeup process is cleaning things up, like making a mess of it and then cleaning it up. Kind of like how I do drag, I make such a mess. And then I just clean it up. Then I go in with the Kimchi white concealer again, and then I carve out, I think I want to carve this one out first, so I can match this one. So I just go along the bottom. And carve out that brow. There's the first. And then I drag that down to blend it into my new brow bone. You want this flat. Like, you don't want shine, you don't want too much shading up here because that's gonna make it hot. And then we're gonna let that sit, dry down a little bit so it gives us maximum coverage. This is a very like liquid like concealer, like very thin. So it takes time to dry down, so that's how we're working. Then we do the same on the other, we clean it up, try to match them. Try is the key word. Not bad, not bad. We're getting there. Then we fill in the bottom. Now I can really see where I need to make adjustments to the top. Those are good brows. Lifted, arched a little bit, but we want everything to be up. Okay, now we're gonna blend out that white. Really tap that into our brow bone. Make sure it's all blended. Gorgeous. Then when I set it, we are going to fix them up, add hair like strokes so they give a little more realism and just look like brows. And then I tap the inside to the middle of the forehead. I can kind of blend some edges in the front too. There you go. Okay, so that's the cream portion of my brows. I am going to do the bottom half, the base of my face in cream, set it, do my powders, then do my brows before I do my eyes. We're gonna move on to the base. That's in the next video, so. And that, babes, that's the Fierce brow. Clean, structured, and intentional. This is the step that anchors the entire mug and keeps everything in alignment. If this breakdown was helpful, go ahead and like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe so you don't miss the next Fierce Formula episode. For more shots of this look and behind the scenes moments, follow me on Instagram at DRO Lopez-Fierce. I'll see you in the next edit. Consider yourself officially edited.